Hello everybody and welcome to another Naval Action ship review. So today we're going to take a look at the Niagara, the 20 gun brig in Naval Action. She is the brig with the largest battle rating, or well, any small ship with the largest battle rating of 100, which puts her at 10 less than the Cerberus, unless I am mistaken. And her complement is 155 crew, which she needs to man those cannons, which we'll get to just in a moment. So, the armament. We'll begin with the bow and stern chasers. So, bow chasers, she has nothing, which is not an uncommon thing in the smaller ships. The two only small ships which have bow chasers is the Snow and the Rattlesnake. For stern chasers, just like most small ships, which are brigs, she has two of them. Unlike most small ships, they're quite large, with them being either 9-pound cannons or 32-pound carronades. For her broadside guns, this is where she is quite different from the other brigs, is that she can carry 9-pound cannons, 20 of them in fact, which puts the cannon broadside weight at 90 pounds, which is more than that of the Mercury, which we'll be comparing the Niagara with, which has a broadside weight of 60 pounds due to having 26-pound cannons, but it is less however than the Cerberus, which has a broadside weight of 117 pounds. With cannons, she can also mount 9-pound cannons, and the Cerberus is a frigate, which is considerably larger than the Niagara. For carronades, the Niagara can also carry an impressive 32-pound carronades, 20 of them still, which puts the broadside weight of 320 pounds, which is the best of any brig in game. And, well, it's a lot better than the Mercury, which has 240 pounds, because she can carry 24 pounds carronades. And it's however less than the Cerberus, which has a broadside weight of 416 pounds. And again, this is because the Cerberus, she's a frigate, she's a larger ship. And the Cerberus can also carry exact same armament, except more of it. Now that was the armament. Now we come to the disappointing bit. And that's the structure. She has to compensate for her rather large gun, if you get my meaning. So, structure-wise, the Niagara is the lowest, which is actually almost as bad as the previously reviewed Snow. So, the Niagara has a bow structure of 500, a side structure of 2000, and a stern structure of 200. This is less than the Mercury, which has a bow structure of 625, and a side structure of 2500, and a stern structure of 240. And of course, obviously, it's less than the much larger Cerberus, which has a side structure of 3700, bow structure of 925, and a stern structure of 370. Let's quickly, although it's not part of the review, compare it to the Snow in terms of structure. Snow has 1900 side structure. Yeah, you see how bad it is on the Niagara, and the Snow is this tiny little compact ship. Armor-wise, the Niagara is no better. So armor-wise, the Niagara has a bow armor of 22 centimeters, a side armor of 36 centimeters, and stern armor of 14 centimeters, which is less than the Mercury, which has 27 centimeters on the bow, 45 on the side, and 18 on the stern. And to no one's surprise, it's worse than the Cerberus, which has a stern of 23, a side of 57, and a bow of 34. And I know that I said them all out of order. I need to practice with that to make sure that I say them in order. Let's take a quick look at the Snow. She has a bow armor of 23 centimeters, 39 centimeters, and 16. Let's double check the Niagara. So 20, okay, it's worse. It's worse than every aspect than the Snow in terms of armor, and barely better in terms of structure. So that really puts up the Niagara as a glass cannon. So that really leaves just one thing. How does she perform in terms of sailing? Well, it turns out that in terms of sailing she actually performs pretty good, at least in terms of speed, where she reaches a top speed, or a stock speed, of 12.72 knots, which is faster than the Mercury at 12.49 knots, and faster than the much larger Cerberus at 12.63 knots. So speed-wise, the Niagara is pretty good. Turning-wise, she's good, but not as good as the others. So the shorter Mercury has a turn rate of 5.4, which is more than the Niagara, which is significantly longer, which has a turn rate of 5.11. It has a less turn rate than the much larger Cerberus, however, which has a turn rate of 3.82. The Niagara, she handles decently, and she is a fast ship. Well, conclusion, it's simple really. She's a glass cannon. She has the firepower, she has the speed, she has okay turning. She doesn't have the armor or structure or anything in terms of defensive capabilities really. But I would say she's a good ship, especially with 32-pound carronades. She can really lash out. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!